Hiya duck, welcome to Money Saving Meakin. That's what I am today. Hopefully I'm going to save you some money. Not just with the abundance of discount codes we've got, but I've seen this little trick. Katie Barnes showed me this, so I'm bringing it to you guys. So when we're using files, we don't, if you notice when you look at a file, we don't always use the full area of the file, yeah? So the idea behind this is, well, if we're not using the full length of the file and the full area of a file, then why are we using a full file when we do nails? So I'm going to show you how you can save money on your files. So we have different files, different grits, different types of files. So our original files and buffers are like this. So let me just move her out of the way. You have a plastic centerboard in both of these, yeah? So if you use these ones, what you're going to do is, to get the most out of it is, if you're using them for prepping or filing, then you're literally going to get a pair of scissors and we're going to cut down the middle of the file. So you want some like kitchen scissors. Cut it down the middle. So we're going to do the same with this one. So this is a buffer. Let's cut down the middle. And we have 2 files and 2 buffers. So you're still going to be able to file your side walls nice and straight because you have a straight side wall, and you're still going to have the curvature to come around your cuticle area, and you're still going to be able to come over the top. So the grip will be slightly different, apart from this one's very, very similar. Because if I hold one of our metal centerboards, I would hold it like that anyway. Yeah, so this is very similar. It's just more this. You're holding more to the end of the file. But you can get 2 uses. I think we can take that nail down. Take the length down. You can do exactly the same thing as you've done with your big normal file, but you're going to get 2 uses out of it. Same with the buffer. Now a buffer, you'd never use the full length of the buffer. This is super easy to hold because it's thick, because we have this edge here and this edge here, yeah? So you can literally hold it like that and you can buff your nail. We've cut it in half. That means you have saved half the money instantly. How good is that? So for these files, I've got my little notes here just so I can remember, because I'm not very good at maths, do you know what I mean? So the files as a 10 pack will be £5.59. So you get 10 for that. So that's like 55.9 pence divided by 2. You are 27.9 pence, say 28 pence. And that's it. That's so cheap, that is.
And then you can still keep them for the next time your client comes back, can't you? And then one for each client.
Yeah, you can keep this for your client. But here's another way of doing it. This way is, because I saw this, or Katie Barnes do this, and then I thought, wow, there's another way you can do this as well. It's even better. So we have our metal centerboard, yeah? So these are perfect for your clients because you can change what is on that metal centerboard. You can custom make that file to your requirements. So if you're like me, I use quite a lot of different grits. So I'll use like a 240 grit to prep a nail. I'll use a 150 grit to refine the shape and get rid of any bulk. And then I'll probably go to a 180 grit to just refine a little bit more, yeah? Then I might want a buffer. So you can set up the entire selection of files on this one file. Let's do it. So these are our disposable sanding papers. So you get them like this. We're going to use one of those. This is like ingenious. I just think it's amazing. I'm not calling myself a genius because I really aren't. I just thought about it long and hard, you know, when you're lying in bed and you've been watching Martin, the money saving guy, and you're like, how can we save money, because the cost of living at the minute is just ridiculous. I'm struggling. A lot of people in salons are struggling, and you want to save your money. This is going to help you so much. So I've got here the 4 different grits that we do. So we've got a 100 grit, we've got a 180 grit, we've got a 150 grit, and we've got a 240 grit. So we're going to cut these in half. These are a lot easier to cut because they're a lot thinner. So on this file, I'm going to set it up so it's got every single grit on this one file. So I'm going to put 100 here and a 180 here.
Convenient that the files actually have the grit marking on either side, so
that is very convenient.
It is, isn't it?
Very convenient. And then we'll do different on the other side. What I'm going to do is take a buffer to just raise the platform. It's a lot easier to put your replacement sanding paper on when you have a raised platform. Right, I'm just looking at this and I want to just take off a tiny smidge just so it fits perfect. That's right, okay. So I'm going to put this one on, so you just literally peel off the backing. And because this is now on a platform, it's a lot easier to put your fingers either side. So we've got one there. Sorry, this one, 100 grit on this side. Again, peel off the backing. $100, 180, let's flip it over. Then we can do a 150. And we can do a 240. And you're instantly halving the cost. So let me tell you the cost of these. So the files for 25 pack of these, a 25 pack is $24.99. So that would be, per file would be 99 pence, 0.9, say a pound, yeah? Cut it in half, and you've got 50p. You've halved your cost. So what you need to think is, how many files do you go through a day? How much does it cost you? And you're cutting that in half like that. That is so cool. But if you do it this way as well, you've got all your grits on one file. So if I was doing, so I'm prepping, yeah, so I'm going to use the 240 grit to prep. So
you've actually got the same ergonomic with that as well, haven't you?
The same what?
Ergonomic.
Yeah, you've got all your edges, so you can do your prep, yeah?
The grips are all going to be the same, more or less.
Then, if you want to sort of get rid of any bulk, you've got your 100 grit. So you can still use your 100 grit to get rid of any bulk. If you need to get rid of bulk, you can then move down to your 180 grit if you want to from that, or you can go to your 150 grit. And it feels the same, doesn't it? Yeah. It feels the same because it's what you're used to, rather than going somewhat quite a lot shorter. But this still works. This does really still work. But yes, on this side we have like 2 surfaces, okay? Whereas you only have 1 surface with these. But that is super cheap. So the buffers, what you could do as well Because maybe you're not going to use all those different grits, yeah? What I would do is I would get the buffer. Where's the buffer one? Here's the buffer one, yeah? Cut this in half. If I think I generally buff in that direction, I want that buffer there, yeah? So we're going to put that buffer there. So we've got the buffer on. And then on this side, if you, again, prefer to use this side of the file, and you only really use one file, so you might just use a 150 grit all the time. Yeah, a lot of people do that, or a 180 grit all the time. And you use sanding bands to do your prep, yeah? Then you can put that grit on this side. So 180, we can go 180 here. And we're still only using half of the file. So I can still file. Yeah, I can still do all my business with my file. It still feels like a file. But then I can come in with my buffer. And I can still buff the nail. Because for me, I tend to use this side on all of my files. So I rarely use this bit, yeah? But just because I'm right-handed. So if you're left-handed, swap them around and that'll probably work for you. So with the buffers, the replacement buffers, yeah, so for a pack of 10 of the replacement buffers, £6.69, which costs what, 66.9 pence each. Cut that in half. You're around 33 pence, aren't you? 33.5 pence. That is pretty cool. As soon as you've done with them, you can get rid of them, and then you can sanitize your metal centerboard and you're ready for your next client. Not only are you saving money, but you're being super, super clean as well, rather than using the same file on every client, which can cause cross-contamination. So I think that is one of the best money-saving things in the salon ever. I mean, it looks like a normal file, doesn't it?
Does it?
Because the pattern's the same. But you've got your grips. How cool is that? Or you can do this. And if you only ever use, if you don't use an electric file and you don't use sanding bands to prep the natural nail, you could even cut your 240 grit file into 3. The only issue you'll have with that is the 240 is going to be on the centre part. Yeah? Whereas if you cut it down the middle, you still have your 240, so you know what the grit is. But if you have them in separate little pots,
yeah,
then you could cut this into 3. Shall we do it? So we can see what it looks like. So we cut it into 3, we're just going to cut off the skull on this side and the skull on this side. And then you've got 3. That's so good, actually. That's how I go. So you can either prep like this, or you can etch into the nail this way as well. And that's actually quite an easy way to etch into the nail, because you're not kind of over filing. You can get a bit file happy like this. But I mean, if you don't use an electric file, this is the perfect way. And you've got 3. So you've super saved your costs there, haven't you?
Yep.
Oh my God. Don't put your prices down though. Oh no. Oh no, do not put your prices down. Keep them the same, because you're saving costs. That profit needs to go in your arse pocket. Nobody else's. Apart from the taxman might take a little bit, but you know. So, another thing you can do is when you're running out of your gel polish, so whether it's a gel polish colour or a base coat, top coat, the base coat and top coat you're going to use way more than colours, aren't you? And you get to the bottom and you're like, I've got hardly any in there. So I'll show you 2 top coats at the minute because I actually, funnily enough, need to do this. So we've got 2 top coats here. One looks a little bit sad, a bit grubby because it's been used loads and it's got hardly anything in it. So can you see how the bottom of the brush is just touching? And this one's starting to go on its last legs, but there's still a bit more in there. But I find a lot of nail techs, when their product is coming to the end of its sort of life, it's only got a couple of mil left in it, they buy a new bottle, they open a new bottle. Yeah? Fair enough. I understand we all love a brand new bottle of top coat. There's nothing more satisfying than a brand new bottle of top coat. Not because just the bottle looks amazing, because it just feels nicer. Everything goes on nicer. A fully loaded brush is a lot easier to use than one that's just got like a tiny bit on the end. You know, that's never easy to use. You've got to keep going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, shake it all about. And your bottle gets grubby. So this bottle looks nicer. It's got a little bit more in. So we are going to turn the bottle over. And let the top coat run into this bottle. So you will get every last bit out of that top coat bottle, thus saving you a lot of money, Doc. The other thing you can do is, if you love these brushes, you can clean these brushes and you can use them for different things as well. So that's quite a cool thing to do. Don't just keep throwing everything away all the time when it's not needed to. So I have waited a little bit and I now have so much top coat in this bottle. Look how much it goes up the brush. I saved myself some money. I'm quite happy about that. I know what one of our followers has done with her bottles, because she got down to like the last bit and they were done. And she didn't know, she was like, I can't throw them away because they're too gorgeous. The bottles are just too pretty. And she was like, I don't want to throw them in the bin. It's just like, it's mad to throw them in the bin. So what she's done is, she's put them in frame, in the box frames. Yeah. She's put them in the box frames and done like a little piece of art with them. And I think that's dead cool, actually. So yeah, you could do some little bits of art with them. If any of you watch Zoe Pocock, she does some crazy stuff with like old toys and that. You can do the same kind of thing with your old gel polish bottles and, you know, make a piece of art out of it for the salon. It'll look really cool. So I would definitely leave this for at least an hour. So every last bit comes out. I mean, if you leave it for 5-10 minutes, you're going to get quite a lot out of it. If you're working on a client at the same time, you could do that. But ideally, leave it for an hour and every last bit is going to drain out into your bottle and you'll have way more top coat. I mean, I feel like I'm doing myself out to money with this. You know, Adam will be going, why are you telling people how to save money? They won't spend as much money with us. But listen, the cost of living is not good. We all need some help. So I'm giving you some help. This is how to save money. Just call me the money saving Meakin. I'll have my own show before the week's out. Money saving Meakin. If I come up with any other money saving ideas, I will definitely share them with you. Always look after your tools. The more you look after your tools, the less you have to replace them. Your tools are the key to creating amazing nails as well. Longevity. Look after them. Get cutting up your files and you're going to save money. So there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope you've all going to save a bunch of money now, and we might have a bit more money put on the electric and the gas So yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ra!